We vibing, we listen to music. At least I am. You guys better be too, because if you're not, that's kind of weird. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all doing good. 9:29 p.m. Eastern, 7:29 p.m. Mountain Time. It is Sunday. The Asian session did just open, and it's October 19th, 2025. I'm going to be still reviewing past price action from the past week and just looking at price action in general. We could also take a look at possibly tape reading or demo trading Asian session here. And yeah, just chilling. As always, I'd be doing this anyways, so there's no reason to not be live in case it helps someone and someone wants to watch. So yeah, let's pull up the charts. Here we go. But yeah, guys, listen to something right now. I'm listening to this on repeat. And yeah, it's kind of cool. We could probably. I'm thinking we're gonna be bullish for basically the rest of this week. Yeah, probably just the entire week. Because the reason I say that is because just look at the daily chart, right? From a daily perspective, we could actually do higher time frame analysis right here. From a daily perspective, it really does look like the market is in this mode of let's remember this daily gap and let's expand up. That's kind of what it seems like to me. So I'm thinking we'll be bullish for quite some time now. And yeah, that's just kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing accumulation. Yeah, this is a good time to do higher time frame analysis as well. We don't need to fully backtest last week. We could just kind of say, okay, what do we have going into this week, and then possibly learn from it. You'll note how this is kind of, it's possible this is a CRT. Okay, never mind. But yeah, you can clearly see how this daily gap looks like from the way the higher time frame bodies are holding. To me, it looks like we swept liquidity and then we were going to expand. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. That's just what it's looking like to me. And then if you look at it from the weekly perspective, it's kind of a similar story. There's a weekly gap. But then again, guys, let me know what you guys think. Don't blindly just listen to what I say. And even on the higher time frame, we have our true opens, so that's something to pay attention to. Like, did we take true month open of last month maybe, or something like that? That's something we should look at. Okay. So I'm going to put this in my journal. That this could very possibly be AMD. So this would be daily 1 hour. Because I'm using a daily PD array. So let's go ahead and put this in my journal. And yeah, honestly, this is probably just going to be more of higher time frame analysis. But that's okay. I'm just chilling right now. Just listening to music. As always, guys, I cannot play music live on the stream. I'm going to get copyrighted. But I highly recommend you guys listen to your own music as well. Because I'm listening to music. So, yeah. We still have this daily for value gap. I've been marking this out quite a bit. We can drop down to the line time frame, which is the 1 hour. And clearly, you can see, oh yeah, this kind of looks like we're holding this. 1 hour change in state. I like this one. Obviously, you could use the lower one, but I want to use the one that looks most obvious to me. So like that. So now we're at only at one projection. So we could go much, much further, in my opinion. So we'll just have to see. This is just what I think, as always. Kind of do your own analysis and let me know what you think. But I think this will be my bias going into this week. Higher time frame has been bullish. You don't really need to go against that. I mean, then again, you might be the goat of trading, and I'm not gonna stop you if you're gonna try and short. Like, you can do whatever you want. But it's kind of what I'm thinking. So 4 projections up. And yeah, I feel like this is a somewhat reasonable buy model, right? Daily for value gap, we swept liquidity, and now we have all these projections to the upside. But then again, guys, we'll just have to see. Hey, Jake, what music do you like? I listen to everything, bro. I listen to like absolutely everything. It's just whatever I'm vibing to in the moment. Honestly, right now I'm listening to something that's not in my normal vibe. But like I said, I just kind of vibe with whatever. And so when I vibe with something, I don't question it. I just listen to it. But right now I'm listening to 24 songs by Void, Kaya Fa, Vito, and DJ. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of feeling like I'm feeling grateful because I had 1,600 subs. I mean, that's crazy, bro. That's absolutely crazy. And just goes to show, one day at a time. Let's just keep going. Okay. So you could definitely frame this out as a daily gap, 1 hour change in state. So I'm going to put this as a possible model, right? And we could actually get rid of that accumulation and draw it out like this. And now, when you look at it like this, it looks pretty nice, honestly. So this is just an idea. Obviously, can always be invalidated, but this is kind of a possibility. And maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. This is why we learn. This is how we learn. So yeah, possibly like that. But I want to show you guys how this is also not only being respected on the daily, we have that daily gap being respected, but also it just looks like we're respecting this weekly imbalance as well. And I would consider the weekly imbalance to be essentially just like, where's the gap? Where's the gap in price, really? That's what you have to ask yourself. And to me, it's like, let's combine these two candles, and now all of a sudden we get ourselves a decent weekly imbalance here. And now it makes a lot of sense. Like, wow, we really did feel that really well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is why did we stop there? The market was rebalancing on the weekly. So now you do the same thing on the 4 hour. And 4 hour is interesting, right? We have a 4 hour. Honestly, 4 hour. We could maybe mark this out as the 4 hour change in state. This would be an aggressive version. But when you look at it like this, like, obviously I want to use this higher one, but we haven't got that yet. So we swept out the low. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling like we accumulated, we manipulated, we accumulated, we manipulated, or induced, you could say. I feel like we could go higher. But then again, guys, let me know what you guys are thinking. One thing I want to look at is true opens, as always. Right, we know we obviously took the true month open over here. Let's actually include that. Nope, that's wrong. I meant that. Right? And then was this the true month open of the last cycle? I don't know. It's possible it was. I just don't know. Oh, let's just have the indicator tell us. It's not letting me. It's not telling me. Never mind. Okay, but point is it's possible that it's right here. I just don't know if it's going to be this Sunday or this Sunday. Either way. It's not that serious. So yeah, I kind of see this as manipulation down here. And then I kind of see this move down right here as inducement. Could I be totally wrong? Absolutely. Just looking at what I'm seeing. But yeah, we obviously took the true month open. If that was going to be manipulation or inducement or whatever you want to call it for the entire month, that's a good spot. Let's see, inducement. Then again, we'll just have to see. See, I kind of see this as inducement. Obviously, you can mark it out as that low, but I'm just choosing to do the bodies. Okay. What do you use for streaming music? I use Spotify, bro. Spotify. I like Spotify a lot. But yeah, guys, just chill out, listen to your music. See, I kind of see this as an inducement on the right-hand side of the curve. We can maybe even use a weekly gap. We can maybe even use this as the weekly gap. And I kind of like that better because, as you guys know, like, you want to pick the area of price that has essentially been the least delivered to. So it's going to be from this high to this low. Because conceptualize it for value gap. What even is it for value gap? It's a gap. So why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would it matter when the high and the low of that gap occurred? Conceptualize it. So, honestly, looks like a 4-hour IPG. We could definitely, let's just ignore the whole change of state of delivery thing, and let's actually just look at this as an inversion. And all of a sudden, this actually looks really nice. Oh my gosh, I like this a lot. You see what I'm saying? So a higher time frame trade, you maybe could just enter like this. project this out, we got 1 standard deviation up. And I think this will be a void. So let's drag this out like this. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking going into next week. Something like this. But honestly, we'll just have to see. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. We'll see. First, what up, Javier? You're not first, but still, we're vibing. We're vibing. As always, on these chill streams, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. We're just kind of chilling out. Right now, I'm just doing higher time frame analysis, just kind of looking around, seeing what we got going on the higher time frame. As I was saying earlier, since Javier just got here, I just want to show him what I'm kind of looking at. Obviously, please feel free to disagree with me. That's the whole point of trading, is you got to form your own opinions. But I kind of see the market having rebalanced this fair value gap, and the bodies of these daily candles look like they're pushing down into it and then holding it. To me, it looks very natural for the market to expand up off of this daily fair value gap the opposing way. That's what it's seeming like to me. Now, could that be totally wrong? Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen for sure. And one thing you could also argue, this could get really interesting actually, is you could definitely make the case that maybe on the 2-day, you could maybe make the case that this actually was an OB and then a, oh my gosh, and then a PB. Oh wow. Now that I'm looking at it like this, I'm just thinking. Yeah, so I kind of see this. Obviously, you need to mark it out correctly, but I'm kind of seeing this as a propulsion block to the upside, right? We have high resistant conditions. The market's moving exponentially. And in these type of conditions, it's just the market's just not bearish, right? You can clearly see we have an OB, a PB. We tap that PB on the 2-day, on the 3-day actually. OB. Maybe it'd be better to mark out on the daily. Yeah, maybe we mark out this daily order block. What I'm trying to get at is there seems to be some kind of propulsion block within this range of price here, right? Whether you consider this the OB and this the PB or what. But to me, it seems like a propulsion block. And then along with this daily gap and maybe the fact that we rebalanced here to equilibrium, the market might be ready to just it might be ready to pull a gold. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember what gold did, right? We rebounced the discount of this. Gold is going on this crazy run. We might be about to go on another crazy run here on NQ. And as always, I love to be bearish, but sometimes you just gotta kind of observe what you're seeing. This, to me, this is a high resistant liquidity curve that's kind of going a little exponential. We have an order block, bang, propulsion block, bang. We induce this low into it, or manipulate it, or whatever you want to call it. And then we have that daily gap. So I guess let's kind of mark this out. OB, PB. Yeah, I'm trying to be objective. Like, obviously, I love being bearish, guys. You have to understand, like, I'm a bear by default. But this kind of looks bullish to me. If anyone likes being bearish, it's me. But I can't force it if it's not there. Now, could I be totally wrong? Yeah. But, like, maybe this daily for value gap, right? We go IRL. At least we go to ERL, right? You would think. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, obviously, I love being bearish. But I think we have to also recognize the conditions of the market right now. And that this is probably a high resistant curve. And that we're expanding exponentially. Like, do we want to make money? Or what, right? I kind of just want to observe what the market's telling me. And it's like, to me, it seems like a propulsion block. But then again, could it be totally wrong? Absolutely. So I guess let's put this in. So we have a daily propulsion block, OB. So daily OB. Daily PB. We swept out the low into the PB. So this could be my Dynamis model on the 4 hour and aligning with the daily. Let's go. Muscles. We locked in, bro. We locked in. We locked in. We locked in. Yeah, guys. Sometimes, like, as much as I want to think something, like, obviously I want to be bear. Like, for me, like, I love fading everyone else. But I have to let the market tell me what it's telling me. And to me, this is seeming very high resistant. You can see bears keep getting wrecked over and over and over again. And it's not really bearish. It's just not. It's obviously high resistant, and it's honestly kind of looking a little exponential. At the very least, we'll probably need to take this high from going from IRL to ERL. If we drop down to a 1 hour chart, oh wait, this is crazy actually. I'm just now looking at this. Remember how I said that we can consider change in state of delivery to be any candle, right? Like, as long as it's like a down close candle and then an up close candle, you can consider this lowest order. What I'm trying to say is, you remember how I said you can consider order blocks and change states to be kind of interchangeable? Well, one thing I'm just now realizing is maybe you'd want to use this lowest down close candle as the change in state. And let's mark this out here. Obviously, we don't tap the body, but we definitely tap the wick. And we induce the low into it. So Okay, so now we kind of have a clear way to frame this idea here. So daily OB, daily PB, manipulation of the slow into our high resistant liquidity curve. I mean, note how the inducement also occurs within this high resistant liquidity curve. Here, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. See, I kind of see this is manipulation, this is inducement, and then high resistant liquidity, daily for value gap. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. And yeah. And then as well, we talked about how we took out the true month open. Yeah, I would think step one is going back to all-time highs. Let's project this out. Whoa. That's crazy. We project out the order block. 4 projections up is all-time high. Perfectly. That's kind of cool. We hit 3 projections up here. Here, let's actually use this. Alright, that looks a little better. That looks a little better. So yeah, maybe you could frame this up to all-time highs. I feel like that's a drawn liquidity. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. But probably all-time highs, and then maybe eventually, right? We have all-time highs as a target, and then maybe eventually. Let's just have it like that. Okay. Maybe eventually 8 projections. Because this is my Dynamis model, right? And Dynamis model loves to go to. Actually, let's mark out 7 projections just to be safe. But it likes to go to 7 standard deviations. And then look at how we use the new week opening gap as well. I don't know. This is kind of what I'm thinking. So we might need to push down into this for value gap. And then continue. Like on the 1 hour. I don't know. Possibility. Let's screenshot this. Alright, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to use the bathroom. All right, let me know what you guys are thinking. Like, obviously, you guys know me. I kind of like to default to bearish, but I can't fight what the market's telling me here. It's like similar to gold and maybe Bitcoin too. You can't try and pick tops, right? These markets when they yo, what up, Ethan? Similar to how gold and Bitcoin are moving exponential, Nasdaq's also moving exponential to the upside. So it's like in these kind of market conditions, even though I kind of default to bearish most of the time, you kind of have to just say, okay, let's be real. Typically, the market just continues to the upside. So I'm not gonna try and fight what the market's telling me here. In my opinion, as I said, this is seeming like high resistance. And clearly, everyone who's trying to short is just getting obliterated over and over and over again. Right? But let me know what you guys think. We could maybe use GB ranges to project out more of an idea here. That might be the move. Yeah, maybe let's use try and frame a GB range. If we have a dealing range low here, that could help us out. Let's see if that was the case. We're using a big boy dealing range here. We're using pretty high time frame dealing range. Oh wow, yeah, let's turn this up one. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have a low, dealing range low here. This is getting interesting. You guys see, by the way, just completely unrelated, but I just want to show you guys. Look at the last dealing range on the high time frame, and look at how the market ended up respecting this dealing range. Right? We went swept liquidity into the low. We got change in state out of this in the OB partition. OB and change in state, they're synonymous, right? So we get in at the low of the dealing range at the change in state, which is the OB. We sweep liquidity into the low of the dealing range, and then you can see you could target the high of the dealing range. Isn't that crazy? Right? Goldbach, these markets, they're dealing ranges, they're high probability dealing ranges for the future market to form within. And then you can see as well, like, we actually revisit this OB in the OB partition. Right? We had an OB. This OB sweeps liquidity, we get change in state. It's within the OB partition. Then we expand off of it. Is that a coincidence? No. Is it a coincidence the fair value gap here formed within the fair value gap partition? No, it's not a coincidence. You guys see what I'm saying, right? So now we expanded up to the high. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's next? Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is tricky. Let's go back up. I just kind of wanted to go on a rant there a little bit. But check this out. Similar thing. We have an OB right here. Within the OB partition, we swept out these lows into the low of the dealing range. So, similar kind of thing. We push into the OB. We could expand out of this. It's possible. It's possible this is high resistant, and then we continue much higher. Dude, I'm a little bit distracted actually. I kind of want to look at the higher time frame dealing range. I don't know. Sometimes you just get a little distracted. You just want to look at stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Out of breath from all that gooning, bro. I'm listening to music, bro. I don't know. We're just watching, man. We're just looking at the market. But honestly, I'm a little distracted now because I do want to see if we can frame this into a higher time frame range. Yeah. Holy. You guys see this? COVID. Wait a second. Wait a second. COVID occurred at the low of the dealing range. Wait a second. The OB, which was COVID, forms in the OB partition. This is crazy. So this change in state, right? We take this change in state on the monthly, and when they get this monthly change in state off of COVID, you target the dealing range high. That's crazy. Wait, so we're probably okay. So the drawn liquidity, guys, if this is to remain true, could very. Oh, and then look, by the way, look at the fair value gap partition, right? We use this gap within the fair value gap partition. Wait, that's actually so sick. And this is exactly what you want to see. What is this? This is IOFED. We barely use the gap. We barely use that fair value gap. And that's exactly what you'd want to see if the market were bullish. So dealing range low, we get monthly change in state here. Oh my gosh. Guys, sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is so sick. We got, what is this? What kind of dealing range even is this? 19,683? Bro. What the heck? Okay, so we tapped the 19,683 low at the bottom of COVID. The top of COVID is the OB, right? This is the OB. You see how this is an order block, move lower before move higher. This is obviously an order block. You see how it's in the order block partition. Then you see how we have a gap here that's within that fair value gap partition. See how we IOFED that fair value gap? That's basically telling us, okay, market's extremely bullish. What is an IOFED, by the way? It's when you barely tap a gap, right? So IOFED into that, to the bearish breaker, to the bullish breaker. So now I think we're going to go to the dealing range high. All of that to just say I think we're going to keep going up. But I do think we'll keep going up. Unless we do like another little move lower. But I think eventually this, I guess 30,000 is the draw. I don't know, man. Just totally speculation, but kind of cool. Kind of cool. It all fits together like a puzzle. So, yeah. I guess we're going to go to 30,000, man. So next time you get a long entry, don't take profit. Next time you get a long entry, hold it for 30,000. And just leave it to go run to 30,000. Could you imagine? All right, I'm gonna try and be a little bit more chill. I'm kind of going a little extreme right now. I gotta chill out. Let's drop down a range. So, same thing here, right? Then we ended up using the fair value gap that formed right here within the fair value gap partition, right? Low, change in state, fair value gap, high. See how this is a 2022 model here? If you can't see it, look harder, right? We have a fair value gap. We swept liquidity, broke structure, fair value gap forms. We come down, push into that fair value gap, within that fair value gap partition. Boom. So let's just look at a lower time frame dealing range. Wait. Yeah, I guess we could keep going up. I don't really know what else to say other than maybe we'll just keep going up. I don't know. What up, Trade Intuition? We're trying to figure out what the bias will be going into next week. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you gotta lean bullish. As much as you always like, I always like to be bearish. Like, this is not bearish conditions. I think this is all high resistant. Similar to how you could probably say in COVID, we were probably low resistant. I mean, we were probably high resistant to the downside. Well, you'd have to go to a lower time frame. But like, similar to these conditions, right? All this is high resistant, and then you keep expanding up. Do you see what I'm saying? When you're in high resistant conditions, the market's not going to give shorts that opportunity until we get that clear and obvious change in state, which you can see that was right here. And then look, well, I guess we actually kept going higher after that. Yeah. But like, when you get the move lower, it's going to be undeniable, right? It's not going to be like questionable. It's going to be undeniable. And in this case, for instance, right, when we had accumulation like this, when we had a manipulation up here, and then we inverse this gap with a displacement candle, it was obvious. It was obvious we were going to go lower. What all this over here, none of this was obvious we were going to go lower, even here. But then here we get obvious accumulation, manipulation, inversion, and then we go lower. But like I said, guys, these markets are perfect. I was just looking at the daily. Yeah, I was just looking at that. But I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream. But yeah, I was just looking at this. I think the most obvious thing we can make a case for is that this is a daily. Like, simplify this down into the very simplest we can make this. By the way, guys, I'm listening to music. Just trying to chill out. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well, because, I am, so. And I can't play it for you guys, because I'll get copyrighted. Okay, let's actually switch songs here. What was the song I was listening to? There we go. Alright, I gotta chill out. See, I think the most obvious way to frame this right now is we did have this daily for value gap. Then we have the true month open here. Yeah, I think you got to be bullish, guys. Right? New week opening gap. It would be very interesting to see if we were in a lower time frame range, dealing range. Drop down to like a 729. I don't know, man. It's not super obvious. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna try and chill out a little bit more. I feel like I've been too energetic right now. Yeah, I would focus on the path tool and draw out what you think the move might be, then see if it happens. Do you have a Discord or Telegram group? Price will do what it does. We only have probabilities. Yeah, I have a Discord. Definitely join that, bro. The link to that is in my bio. Definitely join that. But you're absolutely right. We only have probabilities. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll expand higher. So I think just in general, bias will be bullish. I think that's all I can really say. Right? Should we look at other things or what? You could make an argument like we got to get a retrace. And that's totally valid. Because you can see we have an SMT here. This is a previous day's SMT. So you could definitely make the case, like, actually, yeah, with previous day's SMT, this is very strong. You can make the case that we need to go lower out of this. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay, guys, I think I'm just gonna end this stream. Like, the point is, higher time frames bullish. Short term, we might come for these equal lows. Something to think about. Yeah, maybe we come down one last time. It's always possible. Yeah, because you can see this would be a nice 2022 model, right? Wait, now I'm curious. Oh, whoa. Whoa, this is like too good to be true. Wait. No way. Wait a second, guys. I'm not ending the stream. Wait. Previous day's high SMT. We sweep previous day's high. And then we have a implied gap. I'm combining these two gap candles. We have an implied gap right here, which is, well, it's in the fair value gap partition. So manipulation at the high. It's a thought. You can mark it out like this. Interesting. Do we have a higher time frame key level up here? What is this? 729? Okay, wait. Oh yeah. This was that 4-hour BPR we talked about quite a bit. So if we think about it in terms of a weekly profile, Monday might need to manipulate, which would fit this idea here. Wait. Okay, now this is looking really interesting. So I think we'll be bullish, but I think for short term, like overnight and tomorrow, we might need to go lower here. We had SMT with this high. Will that mean anything? I don't know. So maybe this rejection block is nice. Yeah, we do have those equal lows. So if Monday manipulates, we might come down to that. Let's get rid of this. What is that clicking noise? Your fan? The clicking noise, that's the mouse. The clicking is is my mouse. I don't know. Just a thought. I'm gonna put this in my journal. It might not mean anything. We definitely use this rejection block though. There's something interesting about Goldbach ranges that makes it all fit together like a puzzle. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think I should just be done, dude. I shouldn't look at this anymore. I think I just gotta wait till tomorrow and kind of have a fresh brain. It's possible, though. It's possible that we run back down to this daily imbalance. I have no idea. I don't even think I'm gonna post it. I'm just gonna. Okay, I should probably just go to bed. It just stopped. Whoa, I can click space to make this go full screen. That's kind of cool. Probably because I stopped clicking so loudly and so much. I can just click space. Okay, guys, I don't know. I think I'm honestly hurting my brain. I think I'm looking at stuff that's not important. So I'm gonna end the stream here. But we will be live tomorrow, and I'll be up, ready to lock in. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.